Surprise, I am not John, and if you missed Sunday or are new to our church, you might just have no idea who I am. So let me catch you up. I'm Allison, and I am a big fan of yours. We live in a really busy world, and I'm super busy. Often I can't even remember what day of the week it is. I'm sure you're busy too, but the fact that you would take the time out of your week to jump into a group and choose to grow in community and knowledge of Jesus, I'm a fan, and I'm so thankful that you found yourself in a group right this minute. So shout out to my awesome group. Every week, some of the most amazing people I know sit around my living room having just the exact same conversations that you're having in your group right now. And so, although we're a bunch of women, so maybe like not exactly the same conversations, but hopefully you have just as much fun as we have and are sharing life in a way that is life-changing for you. So in just 5 weeks, I've already come to have so much love and respect for the people around that circle. It's amazing. Like God just knew we needed community or something. So a little personal note for me. I love the book of Philippians. It's my very favorite book of the Bible. It's the first one I ever studied on my own outside of a Sunday morning sermon as a teenager. Specifically these exact verses that I was given to teach this week. So if you're with us on Sunday, I even showed a picture of myself my senior year of high school with a wristband on with the words filled 2:5 on them, meaning, of course, Philippians chapter 2, verse 5. Your attitude should be the same as that of Jesus Christ. And so let me tell you, like that verse is just as convicting now as it was then. And I'll let you guess how long ago my senior year was, but your attitude should be the same as that of Jesus Christ. And that's where I'd really like to land, with you guys today in your group. And so what does that mean? Well, for me, a long time ago, it meant carrying myself in a way that let people know I was a Christian without me having to say a word. No matter what was happening around me. Today, it kind of means the same thing, just in a different context. And I think the few verses above it kind of give us the whole picture. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility, consider others as more important than yourselves. Everyone should look not only for their own interests, but for the interests of others. Do nothing out of selfish ambition or conceit. And that's the part that always gets me. Because ambition isn't the problem. In fact, that's a great character trait. It's those other two words that are the problem, selfish and conceit. Selfish, that's pretty easy. We know when someone is acting out of selfishness, but conceit, that's a tricky one. Because to be conceited is to be a little bit obsessed with yourself. What's happening with you is more important than what's happening with anyone else. You can only see the world through your own perspective. You think about yourself all the time. My very favorite character test for this is, okay, now don't laugh, but do you put the shopping cart back when you're finished at the grocery store, or do you leave it out? A conceited person would leave it out. Why? Because they're more important than anyone else. Where they have to go next is more important. Someone else is paid to pick up those carts and return them. The list kind of goes on of reasons why someone would leave it, but every reason has to do with seeing the world through their own eyes. Now, the next time you see someone leave a cart out at a grocery store, please do not run after them, calling them conceited or be a Karen to them into returning it. But what would it look like for you if you're a non-cart returner, or choose your own example, whatever that might look like for you? And maybe it's refilling the paper at the printer at work, or cleaning up after your kids, or making dinner for your spouse, or texting a friend while you're at the grocery store to see if they can grab something for them. Anything that shows humility. But what would it look like for you to, in humility, consider another person more important than yourself? Not because they deserve it, not because they've earned it. It has nothing really to do with them. Instead, it has everything to do with you and having the same attitude as that of Jesus Christ. Why? Well, for this reason. It's the reason why we've called it this whole series this. Because you're a citizen of heaven. Because you belong to Christ. So let me ask you this as you jump into some conversations around your living rooms right now. Is there any area of your life where you've been a bit selfish or maybe conceited lately? At work, at home, in your time, in your heart, in your thoughts? And are there any areas where you can really work on humility and consider someone in your life more important than yourself? You're in week 5, already halfway done with your commitment to 10 weeks. Maybe today might be the day that you get a little more personal with yourself, a little more honest with your group as you sit around that circle and as you realize that the people around that circle can handle it. Maybe today is the day where you might be a little honest. What are some areas where you really can work on seeing other people as more important than yourself? Because here's what happens. When I consider you more important than me, and you consider me more important than you, well, now we're both taken care of, and now we live in this magical world where no one is looked down upon. Instead, each other are lifted up. So maybe today we can be those people.